Welcome back, guys, to another series, a brand new series I've been taking initiative on where I get to speak with people inside the foundation to get clear and concise information regarding fun and exciting news and developments for the ecosystem. Today, I have the honor to speak with Sam Harcourt, BD at Fantom. Sam, how are you, my man?
Hey Luis, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So let's jump right in. I mean, gas monetization, right, has been out for some time now. It's rocking and rolling. There's protocols there. Tell us a little bit about the inside scoop on that. How's it looking, and what are some of the common questions you're receiving regarding that?
Sure, thanks Luis, and thanks for having me.
Of course.
So the Gas Monetization program, also known as the Earn program, gives applications on Fantom the ability and potential to earn 15% of all the gas produced by the contracts they deploy on Fantom mainnet. And before I dive too much into gas monetization or the Earn program, a big question I get is why isn't the incentive model or the reward model based on TVL? And a big part of that, while TVL is a dominant metric, I see it more as a lagging indicator for global macroeconomic conditions rather than the amount of users and innovation and application is bringing to the network. Our experience with TVL was in the peak of our DeFi summer. In 2021, we reached a TVL of about 14 billion. And did that increase rewards for validators? Did it increase security of the network? No. No matter how high we go in TVL, it doesn't provide any, I guess, really hardcore long-term support metrics for both the network and the applications that deployed on Fantom. So just like you see in a lot of Web 2 models, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, and most recently with Twitter, they're out to split the revenue that matters most to that platform. Mainly for those platforms, it's advertising dollars, and they split that between the people who bring those advertising dollars with the platform. And for Fantom, we think of the network as the platform, and what validators care about most is increasing the gas rewards that they receive. So what this does, the program, it aligns both the validators and the applications deployed on that network to care about the one metric. Now, when you do this, it creates a whole new sustainable business model for both the network and the applications deployed. Now, on the application side, they're now getting a cut of all the users interacting with their platform, and there's no limit. They can keep earning no matter how much. That's a really cool thing about it, and it's applied to all verticals on the network. Whether it's GameFi, whether it's NFTs, whether it's DeFi, real world assets, or even some niche vertical that we don't know yet. It can be applied to anyone who deploys on Fantom, and they can build a model, and it's really creative how you can get with it. And you might say, well, Sam, Fantom's a very efficient network. Generally, when you send a transaction or interact with a contract, it costs less than 1 cent. And you're right. But we've had some really positive, I guess, examples from the few weeks I think about 6-7 weeks now that we've been running it. And Stargate managed in their first 2 weeks to earn about 6,000 Fantom. Annualized, that's 150,000 Fantom per year from just one contract. So that kind of result is really impressive to see. That's without them even trying to focus on it. It's just flicking on a switch, and now they have access to a lot more Fantom. And we've seen since then a lot of applications start to increase basically the revenue that they can have just by deploying on Fantom, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, I think I was super excited when you guys explained it the way, YouTube and these platforms pay their creators, right? Because I mean, you're already providing a lot of users to the platform. Might as well get a cut out of it, right? So super excited to see the development on that side.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, it is quite crazy. If you go to Token Terminal, it's a great analytics platform. And you sort by trending contracts, you can see across all the networks, all the gas and dollars being spent by users on the applications they're interacting with, and generally how much of that goes to the application who's bringing in those users. It's 0%. So that, in my mind, if you just take a step back and say, if you're bringing in users, you should deserve a cut of that, especially for creators and builders on the network. It's just insane that it hasn't already been done to a larger extent. But my vision would be that more networks will start to do this, and it'll be a competition of how much you can provide the applications that deploy on your network.
Absolutely excited to see the developments on that side. Obviously, we'll speak in the near future again to see what's been changing, what's new, and what's more exciting on that. Now,
Definitely.
another thing that's happened that's super exciting with going on at Fantom is the ecosystem vault 2.0, right? The proposal was passed. Gitcoin is going to be part of it. Can you walk us through? There's documentation out there, but for anyone that doesn't know or kind of get a more detailed walkthrough of how that's going to look like, I believe it's a quarterly basis. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but walk us through that.
That's right. So we recently did a governance vote on the Vault V2. Essentially, the Vault V1, it was having a lot of trouble distributing the Fantom, not gathering it. I think there's about over 600,000 Fantom in there
Yeah.
today, ready to be distributed. But we needed some way to get that out to the community in a fair and distributed manner. And Gitcoin, we have had some experience with Gitcoin already. We launched a round at the start of it ended in the start of the year. So I think the distribution happened around January, and we matched with about 125,000 Fantom. And in total, the community with Fantom's matching amount was about 300,000 in, the amounts to those who got involved. There were some problems with that, and some people are addressing that today. They're like, hey, look, we think there was a lot of civil attacks on that last round. We're a bit worried if we move the vault to this, it's just going to go to people who create these loopholes and don't really deserve funds. But since then, Gitcoin have come out with some really cool, I guess, ways of protecting against a civil attack. One is Gitcoin ID, so you have to link a lot of socials to the wallets that you're donating with. And two is a minimum donation amount, so you can't just spam hundreds of cent donations to make it look like a lot of people are matching you around. So they are making improvements to increase civil resistance, which is really cool to see. And we're excited to try the the updated platform. And the really cool thing about this round is, like I said before, the vault's having no trouble accruing Fantom. And this round, if matched, would be about 5 times the amount that it was on that first round that we did with Gitcoin. So it's going to be 5 times bigger. The resistance, the civil resistant models will be better. So I'm very excited to see how that goes ahead. And it was very encouraging to see how fast validators voted for it. I mean, it was done within a week. I think our fastest governance proposal ever, which was really exciting because normally it's me spamming all these validators saying, can you please vote? We need to get this passed. But yeah, so very encouraging to see, and I'm excited to see the rollout of that. And you are correct, it is every quarter.
Awesome.
So again, the really cool thing about using Gas from Network to fund programs like this is that it's never ending. So no matter whether the foundation's involved or not, these programs will always be able to get funded and always attract new developers. And the cool thing about working with Gitcoin is that it is outside of our echo chamber. It's a bit more open to developers from other networks or who are just curious about blockchain, and that is another benefit. But do keep in mind, it's always open for community feedback. If you want to see it change to something else, you can make proposals, you can pitch validators, and you can try to change it to what you think is best. That's the best part of the Fantom network. We do take a lot of community input and try to do the best we can. But yeah, so be excited for the next round. I guess it should be coming very soon. We're just crossing some T's, dotting some I's, and looking forward to launching.
Yeah, I think what gets me most excited, right, being a creator myself, is the fact that there's builders. Obviously, these last two, Gas Monetization and now the ecosystem involved with Gitcoin, you can clearly see that Fantom's very focused on supporting the ecosystem, right? The builders that actually bring users to experience these protocols using the Fantom backbone, right? So it's very exciting to see the focus on that. Now, Sam, is there anything that you could tell us, any upcoming updates that you could kind of give us some insight on within the Fantom ecosystem? I know some storage updates are coming. Obviously, FVM is like an ongoing build out, but is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
That does bring up one point I would like to make on the gas monetization side, and sorry for jumping back to the beginning of this conversation. But two of the biggest criticisms of gas monetization or the OWN program is one, are dApps going to create inefficient contracts just to earn more? And while they may do that, the great thing about Fantom is that it's a very competitive environment. We have multiple dexes, we have multiple borrowing and lending protocols. We have multiple different competition happening on the Fantom. So if anyone starts to, I guess, push the limit and really, kind of extort their users, there's going to be a competitor that can come in and take their place, which is really cool. So, that'll sort the free market economy is a great solution to people trying to, I guess, extract more value than they should. And then on the other side of things, it's the spam on the network will congest it so that, if you just want to go and do a regular transaction, and someone's trying to spam the network for some, just to increase the rewards that they get. Well, with Fantom Virtual Machine rolling out this year, the kind of feedback that we've had internally is that it's going to be about 200 to 300 million transactions a day on its threshold, which is just incredible. I mean, even if it's half of that, if you tally up all of the L1s, sidechain subnets, all the transactions that are happening today within the blockchain space, it still wouldn't meet that threshold. So if somebody wants to spam into that, all they're going to be doing is paying validators more, and they're going to be paying the dApps that they're using more. So, I don't have a large concern for those problems that have been, outlined. But again, that's why we're rolling this out slowly and making sure that we do it correctly. But yeah, I just wanted to address those concerns. And for upcoming events, right now we're wrapping up the hackathon, our Q2 hackathon, sponsored by AWS and Covalent. So thank you to both those teams who contributed. That was a massive help. So it's just going to be announcing those winners soon, which will be exciting. The quarterly Gitcoin round, which will be exciting, as well as some gamification updates on the Earn program or Gas Monetization program, which is looking to more than double some of the rewards that applications are getting at this time. So that's really encouraging to see. And hopefully we can talk about that more on our next interview.
Of course. And well, as I mentioned already, man, it's been a pleasure to kind of get more of the insight from your side. And again, I'm super excited for all the builders on Fantom. And like you said, getting more exposure out there, utilizing partners like Gitcoin to, incentivize builders to come use an ecosystem like Fantom. So Sam, thank you so much, my man. And like you said, we'll chat in the near future to see ongoing updates within the Fantom ecosystem.
Cool. Thank you, Luis. And thanks to everyone watching.
Take care, my man.
Bye.